Thank you, Toastmasters of the evening. Ladies and gentlemen, today I'm going to seize the opportunity to let loose. Because the very first time I stepped into the Utama Toastmasters Club, I was greeted by our now past president, Alan Kam. And during that point in time, the first thing that impressed upon me is, wow, what have I stepped myself into? Because, let me share with you this journey of mine, ladies and gentlemen, is that at that point in time, to my surprise, the exco were as well dressed as Nick Tozer here. All of them were in jackets, fully tied, name tags and all. And that, ladies and gentlemen, has not changed, or should not have changed, for the last 6 years. If you notice on the agenda, it's still noted there, our dress code. But let's not talk about that. Today, I'd just like to share about this journey of mine. As what Chen Xiong has mentioned, in September 2005, that was really a turning point in my life. One of the reasons for that is because, though I had no issues communicating, I was usually doing it behind the computer. I can open multiple chat screens, I can open multiple channels, talk to as many people as I can, but when I step into a room like this, I actually freezes up. So during that time, September 2005 was really a turning point in my life. I came into the Utama Toastmasters Club at that point with a friend of mine, Eugene Ng. At that point, both of us of same physique, we were thought of to be brothers. And it took the club a good 6 months before they can denote who is Eugene and who is Johnson. And nevertheless, Chen Xiong and a few others came in to join during that point in time. And we noted a challenge. Because, ladies and gentlemen, the Utama was a prestigious club, and it still is. The image is still there. How prestigious it was? It took us 4 months to have one speaking slot. I repeat, it took us 4 months to have one speaking slot. Because at that point in time, we had over 50 members, and everyone was very gung-ho to speak. So we had about 4 to 5 speakers in a meeting. We had 2 to 3 standby speakers, and it was the wish of the standby speakers that one of them would actually fall sick. So they can actually speak. It came to a point in time where I was actually very geared up to improve myself. I am one of those kind of individuals that when I see a goal, I need to finish it. If I get a DVD or a new series, I must finish it. I can't separate it out or segment it out in weeks. So I decided that I wanted to complete my competent Toastmaster at that point in time. But to my surprise, due to the speaking slots, what we did at the National Service Board, I tried to put my name down on every meeting. Unfortunately, it was struck out numerous times by the then VPE and It came to a point where I thought the club was actually hampering my growth. And I remember writing to Alan Kam complaining about it. Because at that point, I had no idea there was this thing called the Distinguished Club Program. And I realized, hey, I'm not given a speaking slot every week or every meeting, but somebody else was. Little did I know the club was trying to achieve points. But ladies and gentlemen, the points was not the main matter of the agenda at that point in time. I wanted to grow. And what I then found out, that Toastmasters was definitely an interesting program to grow. While I was more focused towards the competent communication track, I later found out there were such things as leadership roles. At that point in time, we did not have the luxury of having a fancy manual called the competent leader. We were very fortunate. You only needed to do one manual. Now you all have 2. But I was invited to become an EXCO member. My very first role was to be the club secretary. I was wondering, what does a club secretary do? The typical line was posed, it's very simple, just write minutes. Little did I know that the amount of minutes you had to take as well as the records you have to keep. But it was an experience that I treasure, ladies and gentlemen. Because as a secretary, I noted that it's very important to keep accurate records. Being a community club, we are registered with the Registrar Society, or ROS for short. Hence, every year we need to keep accurate minutes, especially during our AGM, our accounts that's given by the treasurer, and then we had to submit our record yearly to the Registrar Society. Otherwise, this would be an illegal gathering. So, ladies and gentlemen, from there, I moved on to be the Vice President of Membership. I had the opportunity to serve under the presidency of Nancy Liu at that point. I realized that as the Vice President of Membership, it was an opportunity to build interrelationship. As a secretary, I built up my record-keeping skills. But as a Vice President of Membership, I was able to build relationship with the members. As you have all of you have encountered, to join the Utama Toastmasters Club, it is to come for 3 meetings in 2 months. During our time, we had to do it within 3 consecutive meetings. It was a challenge then, but we realized that it was an important process. When we went on as the Vice President of Membership, I interviewed potential members. And while we now accept members, and to those that are not in EXCO, we seem to be accepting members very freely. But I'd like to share with you, we actually deliberated in the EXCO meetings. Because we want to make sure that the members, before they join us, get the opportunity that we can offer to them. We are not just here for the numbers, but we are interested in your growth. So that's why we bothered to interview and ask, when do you wish to do your first icebreaker speech? Subsequently to that, ladies and gentlemen, I decided to offer myself for what we call district service, to become an area governor, and that opened up another door for me. All in all, ladies and gentlemen, I concluded the education program in 2008 September, in a short 3 years. Did I achieve everything I wanted? In all honesty, no. Because during that point in time, when I did my advanced manuals, I definitely have made mistakes, and I made a lot of them. But one thing I truly appreciated is the feedback that everyone gave to me, old and new members alike. But one of the things that I cherish the most is that the value and the time that everyone has accorded to me. So, ladies and gentlemen, the purpose of my sharing to you is that Toastmasters is not just this 2.5 hours meeting on a Thursday. The relationship, the bonding and friendship that we have built, even to this day, Chen Song is indeed a very good friend of mine. Though he comes back once a year, but we still keep in contact. I really appreciated the leadership of Nancy Liu, who is a meticulous organizer, and then we learn to work with one another. So I challenge you, ladies and gentlemen, let your journey in Toastmasters not only be in this 2.5 hours meeting, but partake in every experience that the club has to offer and the movement has to share with you. I wish you all the very best in your journey. Thanks.